Hello and welcome back to the usual fortnight of nonsense, which was a name we should have definitely called this.
Yes.
It doesn't really convey the brand identity though, but I think this does. We have been commissioned by one of our lovely members to do a video on how we would defeat different Doctor Who monsters and villains. So the easiest way we've got this is that we put a load of them into a spin the wheel generator and we're both going to try and come up with a different plan to defeat them. There might be some logic in here. Mostly we'll just be taking a mick because that's what we do here.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
They're always fun.
Yeah.
They're always fun. Would you like to go first?
Oh, yeah, why not?
Spin the wheel.
The wheel. A bit like Michael McIntyre.
Ah, you have the Atraxi.
Oh. Okay, big eye thing in the spaceship, really.
Yep.
What I would do is get a very, very, very long, pointy stick and stab it in the eye. Because if it can't see, it can't do sod all. Because it can't use the little
Hello to
holographic...
our blind members.
Yeah, true. But there's nothing else to it. There's no arms, there's no legs, there's no body. It is just glass spaceship. Or find something very, very big and crush it. Like shatter the glass and turn it into a bottle of wine or something. I don't know, and then drink from it.
Well, this is more violent than I thought immediately, but that's fine. Fair enough, no worries. I would just try and take out the hay fever gene that I have, give it to the Atraxi, and then like mow the lawn. Because that's enough to put me out of action, let me tell you. As much as I love spring and summer, hay fever season comes with it. They're both right around the corner, and I'm like equal parts like, way be a garden. Equal, it's like, oh my god, I'm going to spend all my money on Pirites. So sign up to our membership now if you want to save us from the pollen. Because apparently I'm scared of trees and plants and flowers. Which is quite sad, really. But anyway, that's what I would do. I'm going to pick the next one. The wheel takes so long to spin. I've got the pating. How would I defeat the pating? I just curb some little fucker to death. I don't know. I just had to go at you for being violent. But he's like that tall. Fuck off, man.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the pating, it is very drop kickable.
Yeah.
Pick it up, and then
I take that.
Drop kick it. And do something that Wales really can struggle to do in rugby and score some points.
I was going to say, I will take it down the Millennium Stadium, or whatever it's called, the Principality Stadium now, and I would invade the pitch with my little pating. Down, bosh.
Score a try.
Stand down, boys. I've got this. And it might have been a less humiliating incident than what happened last Saturday, but we're not going to talk about that because it's over now and we don't have to think about it. I don't really know, because isn't the pating meant to be like indestructible? And it just eats stuff.
It means
I take it down Global Buffet, actually.
Yes.
I'm not to slander any businesses, but it wasn't great.
Not the best.
It wasn't great. I just let it roam around there, and then in a moment of surprise, I just creep up on it. I use my ninja moves. But
You're making me want to sing the "I Want to Be Ninja" song. But we're not doing that.
We are absolutely not doing that. No, you're absolutely right. Tom, your go. Spin the wheel. The Ice Warriors. How would you defeat the Ice Warriors?
Stick them in a sauna.
Cool. Anyway, right,
No, they like the ice. Make it hot. We take them to paradise. Take them to Jamaica. Let them meet Sanka from Cool Runnings. Right, we'll do that, and they can have a very pleasant life as long as they don't like try and invade or annihilate the human race. Preferably, but they can enjoy a nice little vacation. They can get out of their armour, they can get a nice bit of tan, and then peacefully melt away.
I love how you were like hot countries. We go for Spain, somewhere nearby. You were like, nah, let's go all the way to Jamaica.
Yeah,
fair enough.
We've got good food as well, so
to be fair.
It's not like they're gonna suffer. It's just gonna. Yes, they'll die, but they'll die happy.
Do you remember that Jamaican food that we had at that when they had that party in the pub like 2 years ago?
So good.
Oh,
that was amazing.
Genuinely, I wish I took the business card or something because I can't remember. I was quite drunk for what life it was called.
I think we all were.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, that was incredible food.
Just
so good.
Outstandingly good food. Anyway, enough of our Gordon Ramsay moment. I'm going to spin the wheel again.
Hang on, how would you get rid of the Ice Warriors?
Shit, yeah. I would take them to Spain because it reduces the carbon footprint. So, yeah. Well, this one's easy. I've got Sutek. I'd take that fucker for a long walk down the time vortex because apparently that's all it takes.
Twice.
Yeah, well, third time's the charm. Maybe I would just learn from my mistakes and do something more creative, but the Doctor wouldn't do that, so why would I?
I would ride him gracefully into battle and let him fall on his sword or something. I don't know. It's a big dog. I can just see like Pelennor Fields in Lord of the Rings, and I'm just going there on Sutek. Shut up. Shut up. This chair does not help. Just be like, just be there during the speech and go ah, and ride him into battle and let him get killed by an Omnifont. It's an honourable death.
Who do you reckon would win in a fight between Sutek and Clifford the Big Red Dog?
Ooh. See, I've not seen Clifford angry.
Yeah, but I think, would he be able to beat the God of Death? I reckon he could.
I mean, he's a big red dog, so anything's possible.
True. Well, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what we do, is we 1v1 Sutek. We call him backup from Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah. This is so stupid.
Sontarans.
Ah, the potato people.
That's no way to talk about the Irish. Hi Tina, you watching?
Oh God.
I love Irish people. It's a joke. Our friend. I'll just keep that in the members cut probably.
Yeah, you kind of have to. I would. You know those handy little cooking devices things where you can just put a whole potato in there, crush it down, and get chips. I'd do that and fry them and eat them, and I'd have it with a doner meat or something. Or get a kebab or something.
You'd eat them?
Well, if it's deep fried, how bad could it taste? I've got a belly for a reason.
This tastes a bit of Sontaran.
It tastes a bit cloney.
What would Sontarans taste like? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I would just go
Buy
around.
him a drink first.
I would go round with like, those ping pong balls on the string from the paddle. I'd just be like, wham, wham.
Yeah, but you need to get them on their back to really have it. Not on their back, but you need to be behind them to get it to.
Yeah, I'd sneak up on them. I'm a very subtle person.
Yeah. But you're also tall and they're very small.
Yeah, but luckily I can just
punt kickable.
I can lean down and just wham, boing, like, or Sontaran just, and I'd be like, I am the Sontaran king now. Take the guns and just
look at me.
I am the Sontaran king now. Yeah, that's my method. Just ping pong ball, ping pong paddle, bit of string, maybe an elasticated string just to be on a bit extra range in it.
Oh, you need the range because if they spot you, you're kind of screwed.
Well, all I need is one to get the gun. Just bam, gun.
Fair.
I haven't really tactically thought of the scenarios. I'm just thinking of the things.
Yeah, we are kind of just
spitballing
this.
But that's what we do anyway. It's what we do best.
Oh yeah, I wanted these.
We can both do them. The Daleks. How would I defeat the Daleks? I reckon, right, that although we know Daleks can go upstairs, if you sneak up behind one and push it down the stairs, you sort of catch them unaware. They haven't got time to be like, elevate. They just fall down the stairs.
Yeah, and if they're off their wheels, they can't really do much.
Yeah. I think if it is a surprise attack and a flight... I mean, there's a lot of things that need to be involved in this. I think if I was in like a flat room, I'm probably screwed. But they would have killed me anyway before I even got a chance to move because they're the Daleks. But
yeah, they'd like note it. They'd see you somehow. They got scanners and stuff around them, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that. But again, though, if I just like get and just like roundhouse kick it in the back down a flight of stairs, that's enough to at least disarm. At least that's enough to at least delay it so I can run away. I might not necessarily win, but I'll extend my life at least a couple of minutes until it flies after me and zaps me.
Fair.
Might be enough time to make one last cup of tea.
Hopefully. Do you reckon they'd give you that chance?
No.
Oh, that's sad. Do better, Daleks.
Let a man have his tea.
Yeah, let him die happy. I would rip out its whisk weapon, his gun, bake a cake with it, just to humiliate it. Swiftly realise you shouldn't eat raw egg, and rip the plunger off and go and clean the toilet out. It wasn't a dig. Run to the toilet and then use the plunger to clean that up. Stick the plunger back in just to be like, you got my poo on you. And then find a way of turning its gun on itself. Ooh, Silurian.
I just take the Brigadier way and just nuke him. No, I'm joking. That was very bad of the Brigadier. I've been watching season 7 recently. Very overrated, I'll be honest. Silurian. I think I would force them to what they try to do in Hungry Earth, and just give them the areas of the Earth that we don't use, because they like to live underground anyway. Yeah. So it's like, hey, we've got all these deserts and outbacks and like tropical jungles and stuff where people don't really live. I mean, there are in some jungles and forests and everything, but if we know that there is nobody living there and we're not disrupting anybody, let them have it.
Yeah.
And be like, you either have this or you go back in the freezer. It's your choice. Do you want to live the rest of your life as a bird's eye fish finger, or, we're not sponsored, or thrive underground there? It's up to you. And if you don't like either, blam.
Yeah, the alternative I had was treat them as pets and put them in a container with a heat lamp, but yours sounds a lot nicer, to be fair.
You are warped on the inside, my friend.
But you do it with lizards anyway. If you think about it, you keep them in a cage and...
The Silurians are a bit more intelligent than your average lizard in a box.
I'll feed them.
Oh, well, that's all right then. That was me being silly, my bad. What would you do for the Jadoon? Because the Jadoon, it's the remix. The Jadoon aren't really necessarily antagonistic in there. Yeah, they've got a job to do. They just do it bad.
I'd get internal affairs involved because they just execute people for no reason.
I'm sure the Jadoon must. I can't say the word Jadoon.
Just did.
That's annoying, isn't it? What am I like? Surely the Jadoon must have some kind of professional standards department.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. It seems very much US police service-esque.
I mean, I was going to say that's a bit far, but it's not even that far.
No, I think that's kind of on the money.
Yeah. I would write a strongly worded letter / email to the professional standards department of
in the Shadow
Jadoon.
Proclamation.
Yeah, be like, oi, I want to report this. I want to make a complaint.
Your rhino buddy shot my dog. What did your dog do? He just had a wee in the garden. Right.
Yeah, I think there's got to be some way of like, if they want to be bureaucratic, we'll be bureaucratic back, but we'll cost them the jobs.
Yeah, the Jadoon's an awkward one because, as you said, they're not really a villain as such. They're there to do a job. They have a purpose more so than they seem to have a lawful and justful purpose more so than, oh, Daleks, we're the master race, we're going to kill everyone that's not a Dalek. Or Cyberman wanting to turn everyone into a robot. So, yeah, it's a difficult one. Lock them in prison, see how they feel about it. Take the guns away and just keep them behind bars, probably. That's the only fair way.
Yeah.
Do you reckon there's any Jadoon that have, gone rogue and had to be arrested by the Jadoon platoon?
Funny you should mention that. I was coming up with ideas for episodes for Doctor Who, and I thought it'd be really interesting to do that kind of what would a rogue Jadoon look like, or even take it one step and complicate it further, because that's what I like to do, and have a Jadoon who's falsely accused of going too far, and he has to prove no, I was being sound, everyone else is just jumping on my back, and fighting the case in sort of a murder mystery kind of, but do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I would do. It's something a bit different with an existing monster, which is something that I think Doctor Who needs to start doing, because that's why monsters
They're struggling to create new monsters, I find.
Yeah.
You can't keep relying on the fan favourite, bringing back fan favourites. You can either if you're going to bring them back, do something different.
Yeah.
If you're going to introduce a new monster, make them captivating. The Weeping Angels was brilliant, but that's the only one that's really standing.
I think the only three really from a New Who that have got any sort of legacy as such are Weeping Angels, Jadoon, and the Ood.
Yeah.
And the Ood are, again, they all fulfill different functions. Like the Weeping Angels are the only thing that are like a monster that you can do different things with. But the Jadoon fill a function as they're the space police. And the Ood are your sort of go-to for like when you want to do a take on slavery. Because that's what they are. They're a slave race. They're bred to be slaves. And that's where you draw your parallels from. But that's why, that you've had Ood come back as servants and stuff. But again, you need to do something fresh with it. Because I actually had another story about the Jadoon as well, about the Ood, where like one has been lost through time and is sort of taken in to help care for. We should do that one day actually, and come up with like our own Doctor Who episodes. Maybe after series 2, we'll pitch like our own, and you can choose between. We'll put it to a vote, and who can choose who gets to be showrunner based on our 8-episode pitch.
I'd love to see what's in the Jadoon's room.
I don't know. Maybe just like a subpoena, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Oh, the Zygons. I would... Again, it depends on the scenario, because, again, most Zygons are actually decent. It's just you get the faction groups that want to conquer and enslave.
Same with a lot of political groups in the UK. You get your okay ones, but you do get the ones that go a bit far.
Depends on your leanings, I suppose, but that's a bit too political for us. We're not qualified.
Nope, that's all I'm saying on it.
Yeah. I mean, depends, because if you've got like Zygons, like a splinter group, then you look at the roots of splinter group and you sort of try and talk them down and make peace like they do in
Zygon
Series
Invasion.
9. But if you've got some outright baddies, I would dress up as a Zygon and play them at their own game. Be like, you think you can copy me? Zygon costume on, be like, psych. And then
I think they'd be able to tell you got it from Wish.
I go down and make a I get like I spend a couple £100. No, I've got a couple £100, but I'd like to think
you'd get a proper Zygon suit, would you?
I'd get a proper Zygon suit and be like, I'm a Zygon. Trust me, I'm one of you guys who fancies the pub. And then when they're in the pub, be like, boom, I'm not actually. And then bam, unit come in, arrest them, job done.
Fair.
Oh, that was pretty good.
I would befriend them, convince them to take on the faces of the most wanted people in the world, and not tell them like they are the most wanted people. Like, let them go and find them, and then get them inform unit that I found these people, and then boom, the people who are bad are stuck in their little Zygon hutty thing that we see Clara in Zygon Invasion, and then the Zygons are taken off the streets by unit. Just let them know that they are Zygons, but with them being in this shape, the person is out of action anyway, so they can't do anything. They're effectively in prison too. I think that's one of my more sensible ones, to be honest.
That's actually quite good.
Yeah,
I rate that. That's very good. Let's go next. Slovene. I've got a plan for this one.
go on.
So I would assume that they're probably trying to do some like dastardly schemes to make a bit of profit, right? So I would play them at their own game. I'd do a bit of an adric and side with them, but only like to pretend that I'm siding with them. And I'd be like, right, boys, I've got a plan, right? If you wanna buy like chunks of the earth, right? We'll discuss it because I know how you can get the keys, right? Come meet me at this address, right? And we'll discuss over dinner, right? It's actually a fish and chip shop. And when we're all like, we're gonna sit and conquer the world, and they're like, these chips are lovely, I'd be like, bam, vinegar. No. Espionage and fish and chips. What more could you possibly want?
Cup of tea, curry sauce.
I'd probably have a celebratory cup of tea afterwards, after I've like cleaned all the Slovene gunk off me and sort of said I'm very sorry to the people in the chippy that I've just covered your restaurant with Slovene gunk.
That sounds so wrong.
Get all your head out of the gutter, man.
No, I would use my flatulence to my advantage here.
You could blend in really well.
Yes, I could. I could just be like, oh no, it's a thing. Yeah, it's a compression thing. I'm just so gassy. Oh no.
He is.
Yeah,
he really
I'm like
is.
an antelope.
Like
so I'd use that to my advantage, and it would probably involve like spying for unit again. Really, just like I'd find out their plans and inform unit on the ones, and then just get them to attempt something that's just so mind-numbingly stupid they run away out of fear of embarrassment. And yeah, Just pray they never ask me to fully reveal my Slitheen self, because I wouldn't be able to do that, and I kind of give the game away.
Vinegar, bam.
Yeah, just keep a side of vinegar on me.
Yeah, sidearm of just.
Water pistol full of it.
I think it could work. I think it's got legs, to be honest. The Cybermen.
Cybermen, yes.
I don't know.
Realistically, in Doctor Who, they've kind of done what they can with him in terms of destroying him. I'm not crying. I'll stop in a burp. You've got killing him with gold, blowing him to Shittington Cum, and
sounds like your search history.
and abusing their emotional inhibitor. Those are the three main ways to dispose.
And gold.
Yeah, I said gold first. Killing them with gold.
Oh, yeah, you did, yeah. What if we did all three? Because some Cybermen aren't bothered by gold.
Oh, yeah, true. We see that in Nightmare in Silver.
Yeah. So we could just do a wombo combo of all three. All three known Cybermen. So, first, you mess with the emotional inhibitor. If that doesn't work, then we do the old ace with the slingshot and just... And if that don't work, boom.
Yeah. I take him swimming. They're robotic. They can't deal with water.
Yeah.
Just not the Nightmare in Silver ones, because
that's
a shit episode. I take the Cybers ones swimming, because then all their circuits would cut out and they just fry in the water, and I can sit there on top of my high horse drinking my cup of tea, being like,
on top of Sutek.
Yes, on top of Sutek, who I've ridden gracefully into battle. And decided to take him for a swim.
Somehow I'm going to make that the thumbnail of this video, and I don't know how I'm going to do it.
You've got to use new Sutek for it, though, because he's the dog-like one, effectively.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't want to be inconsistent, would I?
No.
Right.
This is a tough one.
This one, I've got a flipping solid plan for.
Go on.
So, obviously, we know that the Weeping Angels can only move when they're not being observed, right? But what if I put googly eyes on my eyelids, right? So it makes it look like I can see them, but I actually can't. No, that doesn't work. I've just realised there's a massive flaw in it. What I'll do is I'll get contact lenses, right, that look like eyelids, put them in, and they'd be like, he's got his eyes closed, we'll go for it. And as they're going for it, sledgehammer, bang, dust.
Yeah, but they move faster than light.
So do I, but so do I. I'm a sprightly young man. I'm like a gazelle. It's probably the least manly animal I could have picked in that scenario.
I'm like a lion.
I'm like a ferocious gazelle.
I'd see if they'd want to go for a day at the fun fair. I'd take him into the little house of horrors that they tend to have at those things where they have the Hall of Mirrors. And I'd let them have a day out. I know this has been done before, but...
So you're critiquing me for saying I could whack them with a sledgehammer by making them think that I'm not looking at them, which is sound logic, and then you go, I'd ask them on a little seaside date.
Not a date. Just a day out. Take him for a swim if they really want to swim. Take him to a clock thing so they can feed off time energy while I go and get fish and chips, and then take them into the Hall of Mirrors so they
spare vinegar in case there's any Slitheen out.
And then take them into the Hall of Mirrors, and then boom.
I've got another idea. You put all the Weeping Angels, everybody looks at them, and we all stand in a big room, right? And then you fill it with water. And just before I pass out, I'll swim out, and then they're in there, and then no one's looking at them, so then they just drown.
That's assuming they can drown.
Well, we'll find out. I think it's a solid hypothesis.
It's a good way to find out.
It's that or the sledgehammer.
Yeah, true.
If the sledgehammer tactic doesn't work, we do that. If not, then we're fucked. But
yeah, this was definitely the more difficult one, I think, out of the lot.
I think we've got a solid couple of options there. Let us know how you would defeat the Weeping Angels. Would you take them on a lovely seaside date to the Hall of Mirrors? Would you smash them with a sledgehammer or drown them? Send answers on a postcard, please, to No, I'm joking. I'm not doxing my address. Right.
There's not even any point in spinning this
spin
wheel.
it anyway.
There is no point. It is the last one.
Yeah, but I'm spinning it anyway. It's funny. It's like a little record. Oh my god, it's the Sea Devils.
Oh,
wow.
no. What else could it have been?
How would I defeat the sea devils? Global warming.
We're doing that.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's about
The sea
Oh,
devils
that's
are
what
real.
war. That's what war against the land and the sea is. That's going to be.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Global warming.
global warming bad, which it is. But God, the last time Doctor Who did that, it didn't end particularly well. Famously.
We still need to do a drunk commentary of Orphan 55
Yeah,
when
we
we get
do.
to 1,000 subs.
As subscribers, we're going to get drunk and watch the worst episode of Doctor Who ever committed to television.
Yes.
No contest.
Yeah.
Well, there's a little bit of contest, but it's basically that.
Yeah.
I don't know how I defeat the sea devils, because again, it's like the Silurians though. Are they actually just being nasty? Can't we just give them like a bit of the ocean and be like, right, cordon it off? Like, you know, like you get in like pool parties where you just put that big foam thing across and be like, my side, your side, my side, your side.
Yeah.
Farscape reference for anybody who's a fan. Just cordon it. But if they start being dicks, then be like, here's this lovely swimming pool, acid.
Or...
This is the most violent video we've ever done, by the way.
Yes.
This is very aggressive. We're really not like this.
Or you go out on a fishing boat, catch them all in nets, and take them to your local fish shop and batter them to death, and then deep fry them.
Give them to the fish and chip shop. Say, sorry, I got sardine guts everywhere. Here is some fish.
Yeah. Here's some fresh fish. I caught it today. If it starts speaking, you're hearing things. And just remember to batter it on the head a bit more. But I think that would work.
Probably. But ideally, it could just be...
We'd have to gut them first, because it would be a bit awkward if they go to gut them there. It'd be a bit awkward if there's just like, this fish guts is a bit big.
All of the vegetarians have stopped watching.
Sorry.
Um,
I'm not. It's fish.
True. What's that? Pescatarian? Is that what it's
Yes.
called?
Yeah, and I think that's if you only eat fish.
I do like a bit of fish, to be fair.
And me.
Depends on the kind, though. I mean, tuna can get in the bin. And anything from Global Buff. I will stop slandering businesses. Right. That is I would think that would be like a last resort, though.
It would have to be. It'd have to be if their plan was guaranteed attempt at world domination.
But
like,
if they'd be
yeah,
happy
you've gotta
enough with their
stop.
little section, we could give them like a bit of the Atlantic and go, look, this is nice. Have this. There's a
Yeah.
Titanic down there. Go have a look at that.
Yeah, they got sightseeing.
Yeah.
They can have days out with the family. Be like, oh, look at this ship we brought down.
Very much just give them their own little bit. Because like the oceans, there's more of the ocean that we don't use than there is the land.
Yeah.
So we've got even more chances of being like, here, just have this bit.
And if there's any historians among the sea devils, it can take them out to the Pacific and see the bottom of the ocean from the Pacific War in World War II. You can see planes and ships in there, so...
But I think that's a pretty solid solution.
Yeah.
We've got a violent and a non-violent one. Hopefully the violent one won't have to be used. I say this like this is actually happening. This is all just silly bollocks from a telly show.
Yeah.
Well, if you've got any other suggestions that you'd like to throw into the mix, leave them in the comments. Or if there's any monsters you want to know how we defeat. Can't promise they won't be completely stupid, because that's our thing.
Yes, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, as we do appreciate it. And if you wanted to give a little bit more love to us, we have got our memberships as this video. We get to do stuff like this. Just, go check them out as well.
Cross my palm with your monthly subscription.
Yes. That's...
We'll be back in a fortnight, which will probably be the last video before Series 2. So I imagine it's going to be some kind of prediction-based video
Yes.
where we're going to throw out some predictions for each episode. Hopefully we'll have episode titles by then, but we might not. But we're going to make some predictions, and we'll keep score of it and see who got as many right, and the winner gets a Mars bar
Oh, yay.
from the other one. So if you win, I'll buy you a Mars bar. If I win, you buy me a Mars bar.
That's fair.
Democracy. See you next time.
Ta-da.